Hi, welcome or welcome back. My name is Yu Wing. You can call me Yu Win, like you win, I win, we all win, or win. And I'm happy that we are together. Thank you for tuning in whenever and wherever you are finding this. So, I like to start each video sharing a practice that I use in my life and the practice that I want to share today. So, um, I when I know if somebody drives a certain car or has like a certain vehicle, um, when I see their vehicle on the road, I send them a good wish, sort of like a metta or a loving kindness wish. And so, if you know somebody who has a certain Honda Accord, certain model, a certain year, you might see the color and think of that friend and wish them happy day, wish that they're healthy, or maybe something that's going on in their lives, maybe some support or something. And this doesn't have to be with cars. It could be, maybe you see like a certain something, like if you're in school and you see a certain backpack, um, and it's not your friends, but it looks like it. You could send them a thought, uh, a wish. So it's something that I do just to be reminded, like when I feel like I am reminded of something that is associated with someone, then I will send them a wish. So if that's something that you will consider for your toolbox, you can make it your own. And then I wanted to talk today about, there's new energy today. There's a new moon in Scorpio that I've been hearing about. And one of the questions um, that I came across was what's what's needing to end in your life, even if you don't want it to, or maybe what's leaving, what's starting anew can be a different version of this. And so um, I got a random call from my twin, and my twin decided to update me on his trip that he took recently. So I was listening, and I was just listening. And then he asked if I had any updates, and I was talking about some of the books that I've been reading and that I've been very excited about. And then he was arriving to his destination, and I forget what he was talking about. Um, and then we were getting off the call, and it was a video call. So I was looking at him, and then I said bye, and I hung up, and then I went on about my day. But I could feel this energy rising in my system, and I could feel this desire um, to stay connected to the energy. And so I was going throughout the day. I went to run errands with my mom. And every time I saw his car, instead of instead of sending him um, a wish, I told myself affirmations. And I told myself affirmations that I don't usually do. But I think ones that I want to begin, ones that felt connected to the energy that was coming up. And so there was, I am strong, I am magical, I am capable, I am abundant. And, it's been sort of tapping into some of these like connection points around, like what does it mean to be great or like talented, but sometimes the language just doesn't feel right. And I think it is important if, a word doesn't resonate with you for you to find a concept, a word that feels like a better fit. But, this idea of you're my twin, you embody greatness. And I was like, that's just not something I quite like. I understand why he said it and I understand like what it means to him. Um, but I was like, I think I like magical. And so I think relating it back to the question around what's ending or what's starting anew, or sort of this liminal space, is the energy that I felt from him. I then poured into myself and I sourced from within instead of what I may have done in previous phases where I would need to sort of stay connected to him to stay connected to the energy. And so I think that was a very unfamiliar, but not in a bad way. I think it felt novel. It was like exciting. Like every time I saw his car, I was like, oh, I'm magical. I'm strong. I'm abundant. I am successful. And so that feels like it's coming into being, um, as everything is shifting and I don't know, this energy is just wild. I don't know if you can feel it. Um, Energetically, there's a lot of shifting going on, and I know there's also heaviness, and there's also uncertainty and fear, and there's everything across the spectrum. And so, wherever it is you are and whatever it is that you're experiencing, I hope you give yourself a chance to just pause and tune in and to know how you're doing, to know how you're feeling. I think, we are conditioned to be disconnected from our bodies, from our emotions, and it has consequences. So I do hope that you will consider um, just being able to tune in and know what you're experiencing and if it needs to be shared with the people around you, if you're not feeling well and you're at work, maybe you could tell people in case someone gets sick and they're immunocompromised or they're taking care of someone who is, right? um, I think that self awareness really, really helpful for ourselves and for those who are around us. And we're in community whether or not we want to. Um, I think there are more intentional and purposeful ways to do it. So, if there's something in your life that's needing to end, or something that's needing to start, I wonder if you just have a moment to think about it and let it unfold, or let it be, encourage it, make space for it, ask for support around it. That's what I've got today. So, wherever you're tuning in from, I hope you know that your emotions matter, that your needs matter, that your dreams matter, that your desires matter. And I hope you find a way to live in alignment. You are worthy of unconditional love as you are right now. I hope you believe it or will soon come to believe it. I know I said it very differently today. I'm also sitting with something I heard from Louise Hay. And she was saying that we don't have to be, we don't have to work or do in order to receive love. So I'm trying not to make it about what you do. Um, so I'm just thinking about the messaging, but inherently, for who you are, not for what you do. Hope you know that unconditional love can be part of your experience. So, with that, I will talk to you next time. And until then, please take good care. Okay, bye bye.